The room smells weird, like old wood, pledge, and mold, and I can't really get comfortable. But comfort isn't a priority when you've been called to the principal's office. As a teacher, I imagine that getting called to the principal's office is even worse than when you're a kid. All kinds of things are going through my head, trying to figure out what is going on. And just then the principal comes in and says exactly what you don't want to hear from your boss. Megan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Megan, and today's Field Guide is about making plans. I had a very specific plan for my life. A big part of that was going to college to become a teacher, and here I was, teaching kindergarten at a really good school. This is something that I remember praying for. I thought I was exactly in the place God had created for me. It was the last day of school, and as I walked down that long hallway from my classroom to the principal's office, all sorts of scenarios were running through my head. Had I done something wrong? Was I going to be scolded? Or worse? She came in and began to talk, and my worst fears were confirmed. She said, "I'm sorry, but we're letting you go." And those words sent shivers down my spine. Never in my life had I been fired from a job before. I wasn't prepared. Maybe you've never lost a job, but questioning God's plan for your life is something that many of you have probably dealt with at some point. As a young kindergarten teacher, I didn't yet have the wisdom to know that even when it seemed like the world as I knew it was coming to an end, God was working all things out for my good. I was absolutely devastated. I dreaded walking back to what was no longer my classroom, holding back my tears. News travels pretty fast in an elementary school, and many of my friends and colleagues quietly came in to comfort me. Have you ever experienced something so devastating that it made you question everything you believe to be true about God? Have others quietly pointed you towards God's infinite love and grace? A wonderful colleague said something to me that day that I will never forget. God is so much bigger than all of this, and He has wonderful things planned for you beyond these walls. This reminded me of Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, plans for peace and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Ultimately, it ended up being the right move for my life. I got to travel the world, and I realized my calling into ministry. Eventually, God led me to serve in a church where I get to work with an awesome children's ministry. I get the joy of sharing with kids about Jesus and how much He loves them. We make plans for our life, but God has plans too. Seek out God's will for your life. Let God direct your path. Trust God to lead you, even when it's painful. If you feel like this story could help someone, please share it. I pray that today you find the peace in the plans that God has for you.